Alright, good day guys, good day to you all and welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. Gentle reminder as always, knock up like button, subscribe and share free and easy ways to support the channel. We're here talking about Reggae Boyz in the MLS playoffs. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, when I say a number, I mean a number of Reggae Boyz, have found themselves into the MLS playoffs. As a matter of fact, most of the Reggae Boyz playing in the MLS, are in the MLS playoffs. So that is a good thing. Quickly, earlier today as well, Andre Gray, I was watching the Aries Thessaloniki match. Andre Gray with a big winner earlier today for Aries Thessaloniki over there in Greece as well. His third goal of the league campaign. So Andre, he came off the bench, he didn't start, came off the bench and would have had an impact for Aries Thessaloniki, a victory that was very well needed, much needed for Aries Thessaloniki. Let me list out the Reggae Boyz for you quick and fast. Alvas Powell for FC Cincinnati. We're going to talk about Alvas Powell because as you see on your screen there, Alvas played today and obviously of course we would have watched the match. Andre Blake and Corey Burke at the Philadelphia Union, right? Kemar Lawrence, O'Neal Fisher and Justin McMaster at Minnesota United, Damian Lowe at Inter Miami, and Joey Desert at Orlando City. I think that's about it in terms of the Reggae Boyz that are in the playoffs. The only two Reggae Boyz in the MLS that have not made the playoffs, that are not featuring in the playoffs, is Javian Brown and Ravel Morrison, right? Javian Brown for Vancouver Whitecaps and Ravel Morrison for Derby County. All right, you see on your screen, FC Cincinnati 2, New York Red Bulls 1. Big match today with our Reggae Boy, ladies and gentlemen. FC Cincinnati would have had a come from behind victory versus New York Red Bulls. Alvas's performance, okay. He had a good game. To be fair to him, he had a good game. It was a good performance, from Alvas Powell. There were two particular plays, very important plays he was involved in. One he could have done better in and one that almost led to a goal. There was a play where he, was exploiting some space down the right, was sent in behind and made a run in behind, got on the end of a pass from midfield and kind of stumbled over the ball. I mean, it was a bizarre kind of thing and I don't even know how to describe it. It was just bizarre, right? And if he hadn't made that stumble, it was an excellent goal scoring opportunity for FC Cincinnati, right? A low cross. I mean, the player was just begging for a low cross into the box. And, if he hadn't made that kind of stumble, I don't know if the ball got stuck under his feet or what, but if he didn't kind of, lose possession temporarily at that point in time, he could have made there were a number of options in the box for him to have made a low cross into the box, and it was, if he had done that and done a good low cross into the box, it would have been a very good goal scoring opportunity. He lost it temporarily. The ball kind of hit off of his foot and then a Cincinnati player kind of retrieved it and then passed it back to Alvas Powell, and then Alvas one time crossed it into the box. Cross was slightly overhit as well, but by that point in time, the golden opportunity would have gone. Another important play that Alvas was involved in, throwing on the right hand side of the attacking third. Relatively poor clearance from the Red Bulls, and ball fell to a player, on the edge of the box, and the player took the shot, found its way into the goal. Deflection off an individual that was offside initially, and it went into the goal. Initially, it was given as a goal, but then VAR would have ruled it off, and Alvas Powell would have been the one who was responsible for taking that throwing. New York Red Bulls took the lead. FC Cincinnati got the equalizer. I remember serving right through a penalty, and then they got the winner. So FC Cincinnati with Alvas Powell has progressed. The first Reggae Boy in action in the MLS playoffs, the first game of the 2022 MLS playoffs. Reggae Boy Alvas Powell, in the quarterfinals of the playoffs, making it to the semifinals of the playoffs. So we wish Alvas Powell all the best. Quickly, I want to look at what we're going to look at first. We're going to look at the standings. Let's look at the standings to see where just where the teams with the Reggae Boyz would have finished in the standings. So you see the standings on your screen here, and you see the Eastern Conference standings, right? Because the MLS thing already with the Eastern and Western conferences. Philadelphia would have topped the Eastern Conference on 67 points. Corbett didn't have too bad of a season, and obviously Andre Blake, as per usual, had an outstanding season. Right, as we scroll the next Reggae Boy that we see, so the top 7 go through to the playoffs, right? And so Philadelphia top the table. We're looking at Reggae Boyz where they finished with their respective teams. Cincinnati came 5th with Alvas Powell, right? Damian Lowe at Inter Miami finished 6th on 48 points. So 5th was Cincinnati, 49 points. 6th was Inter Miami, 48 points. 7th was Orlando City with Joey Desert and 48 points as well, even though Joey Desert never featured much this season, if any at all, for Orlando City. So that's the where the teams finished in the Eastern Conference rankings for Reggae Boyz. And you see DC United with Ravel Morrison finishing at the foot of the table. And then we see in the Western Conference playoffs now, currently on your screen, right? We scroll, we have to go all the way to 6th to see Minnesota United with 3 Jamaican players, Kemar Lawrence, O'Neal Fisher, and Justin McMaster, who is a Jamaican-born reggae boy. He hasn't featured any at all this season either. I have to do a video on Justin McMaster, the curious case of Justin McMaster, because his situation at Minnesota is very, very surprising, right? Start is like his first couple of games, he did very well and just never got a chance after that, really. Anyways, Vancouver Whitecaps, 9th. And 43 points, they barely would have missed the playoffs by 7 points. And of course, Vancouver Whitecaps has another Reggae Boy in Javane Brown. All right, up next, we're looking at the playoff bracket. I want to show you guys the playoff bracket. So this is the bracket on your screen now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, let me zoom it out one last time. Alright, so this is the bracket on your screen now, ladies and gentlemen. On the left, you are seeing the Western Conference, right? And, you see on the 17th, which is 2 days from now. So today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. On Monday at 8:30 p.m., Reggae Boyz in action, O'Neal Fisher and Kemar Lawrence. Kemar Lawrence the starter, O'Neal Fisher is not a starter at Minnesota United, and McMaster hasn't played much. But all 3 Reggae Boyz currently signed to Minnesota United. It's in the 3rd bracket on the left-hand side of your screen. You see Minnesota in action versus FC Dallas. So that's 2 days. That's on Monday. On the 17th, I think, is Monday. October the 17th, 8:30 p.m. So you guys can look out for those Reggae Boyz in action. By the way, another game in the MLS playoffs was LAFC versus Nashville, but there are no Reggae Boy. A Jamaican player used to play for Nashville, but he's not there. Well, he's not in the MLS anymore. And on the right hand side of your screen, you see the brackets for the Eastern Conference. Now, Philadelphia gets what you refer to as a bye into the semifinals because they would have topped the Eastern Conference regular league table, right? Which I showed you guys earlier. So they will be playing FC Cincinnati. So they would be playing Reggae. So two Reggae Boyz. You see the semifinals on your screen there of the MLS playoffs. Two Reggae Boyz will be facing off. So a Reggae Boy will obviously be in the conference finals, in the Eastern Conference finals, because either Philadelphia and Cincinnati going head to head with three Reggae Boyz in the mix: Burke, Corey Burke, Andre Blake, and Alva Spoil. One of those two teams have to win and have to progress to the finals of the Eastern Conference. And then you see Inter Miami on the 17th, Monday as well, right? Inter Miami with Damian Lowe will be coming up against New York City FC, right? That's on October the 17th on Monday, 6 p.m., right? And then you see the last bracket on the end of your screen. That's Orlando City. That's Joey Desert's team. Joey Desert, who hasn't really featured much this season. Featured heavily for Orlando last season, but this season he really hasn't featured much for Orlando City. But that's basically it with regards to Reggae Boyz in the MLS. In the MLS playoffs rather. So we're watching the games and we're monitoring the progress of the Reggae Boyz in the MLS playoffs. Hopefully a Reggae Boy or two or three, depending on which team, wins. Hopefully a Reggae Boy can, win the MLS title. It would be a good look. And again, Alva Spoil with FC Cincinnati would have progressed from the quarterfinals into the semifinals of the MLS playoffs. By the way, Alvas is a former MLS winner. So Alvas has won the MLS prior. So I'd probably like to see another Reggae Boy. Since Alvas win it already, I don't know. Probably I'm rooting for Philadelphia, right, in the semifinals, since Alvas Powell has already tasted victory. So hopefully, another Reggae Boy. If Alvas win it, we're not forced, we're not complain, but hopefully another Reggae Boy can get the job done. Seeing? So guys, that's my 2 cents. Knock up like button, subscribe and share. Free and easy ways to support the channel. Take care, stay safe, and until next time.